Hello.
Hello. Welcome back
To
On the Bride Side
with Hannah
and Alyssa.
Wow. Episode 2.
We made it. Here we are.
We are ready to get into it, and we hope that you are as well.
Let's do it. What are we talking about today?
So, for our first episode, we talked about finding your bridal vibe and everything that has to do with that, whether that be your dress vibe, your wedding vibe, all of that fun stuff. So next step in the process is your bridal appointment.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
That's big league, baby.
Preferably at Bum Bum Bell Bridal with locations in Burlington and Madison, Wisconsin.
Shameless plug.
Always.
Good job, Alyssa.
Thank you.
So the bridal appointment is seen as like this big thing a lot of the time, which it is, but I think a lot of people get nervous about that fact of like, you know, seeing it on TV on certain shows or like seeing TikToks about it, like dresses I tried on and I didn't buy and like experiences and stuff like that. So I think that we build up a lot of hype, and a lot of that is positive hype. And I think a lot of that is like anxious, nervous, scary hype.
Yeah.
So I mean, we just want to differentiate that today.
We grew up watching Say Yes to the Dress.
Yup.
Everything on TLC was For Weddings, Say Yes to the Dress. I don't even know what else.
What was that? Oh, For Weddings. Is that what you said? The one where it's like, oh my God.
The competition. Yeah. So it's like you grew up thinking this is what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
But newsflash, it's not. Well, it depends.
I feel like the thing is like you look at, TV shows are meant to be entertainment. They're meant to be watched by large amounts of people. And a lot of times that means that it's going to be very dramatic. Yeah. So yes, while some of the things shown are very representative of what happens in a bridal appointment, there's not a lot of drama. Most of the time, you don't need to worry about that.
Right. So
we just want to calm your nerves a little bit, tell you a little bit about what we do at Bon Bon Bell to help you prep for your appointment and how your appointment is when you get here. So as Alyssa was talking about earlier, we have 2 locations, Burlington and Madison, Wisconsin. Do you want to tell them a little bit about both?
Oh my gosh, I would love to. So Burlington is our flagship location. It has been around since 2013. We have the most wonderful CEOs. It's a husband and wife duo. I know we touched on that a little bit in the first episode, but we opened in 2013. We moved into our new space in 2017, which was significantly bigger. There's 6 bridal suites, so there's room for everyone. Mm-hmm. And then we expanded this year into Madison in May. And so our second location has been open since May of 2024.
It's been super exciting.
Yeah, it's been, both stores are beautiful. You're going to get the same service at both. So whatever location you choose from.
Right. So not to brag or anything. But we definitely pride ourselves a lot on our appointment process and
the experience.
Your bridal journey and making that as amazing as possible.
Yeah.
We call ourselves your bridal destination because we really truly want this to be like your destination for all things safe and comfortable and everything fun when it comes to something bridal. So before you even step in the door at either location, you will get a call from one of our amazing stylists at either location, whichever one you book at, and they're going to talk to you a little bit, ask you some questions about your special day, just so we get to know you a little bit more, which is super fun because we like to really know, like, how's your wedding planning process going? Is it stressful? Is it really fun? How was the proposal? Was it expected? Were you super surprised? So we just want to know a little bit more about you and all the fun that has to do with your wedding. And that's even before you come in, just so we get to know you a little bit more.
Exactly. And we actually just recently started offering pre-appointment consultation. So for our brides that are, you have anxiety, like you're more anxious about having to come in and you want to maybe do a little pre-browsing, pre-shopping, we offer these shorter appointments that you can come in. You're not putting any dresses on, but just talk to a stylist, they'll answer any questions you have. You can look at a few gowns, see what styles you're liking, and then eventually book your appointment and come back. And then you bring, you know, your full bridal party, and hopefully that helps like ease some of the nerves. You've seen the space, you've seen the parking, you know where to go, you know what to do. So that's always an option to do beforehand as well if you don't want to jump right into the bridal appointment.
As an anxious girly, I'm so happy we introduced those appointment times. I think they're so awesome because I know myself, like if I wasn't working here and if I wasn't familiar with the process and everything, I would be a little stressed out about it just because of the way that I am. So having that opportunity to come in and just look at all the gowns and get a feel for everything, the vibe and all that stuff, I love this process. I love that we started doing it.
We will calm your nerves, answer any questions you have in the pre-call, in the pre-appointment consultation. Whatever you need from us, we are here for.
And then you come in for your appointment.
Then it's time.
Whoop, whoop.
Time to find the one.
That's the fun part, honestly. It's so cool from my experience on the floor. It's super cool greeting brides that come in with their parties, and you can tell like the ones that are super, super excited, and you can tell the ones that are a little bit nervous. And honestly, I've seen probably equal of both parties, and it's been so fun to go through that journey with each of them and just help them find the dress that's truly right for them. Just getting to meet everybody and see the personalities and see the inspo and everything. It's just been so fun.
Yeah.
I think, like I said before, that anxiousness starts to fade once you walk in the door a little bit more, especially like if you have a pre-appointment, that's one thing. Yeah. But even if you don't, I think building that excitement and then having that ride through the entire appointment is super fun to watch.
Yeah.
So you'll be greeted by your stylist. That will be your bestie for the day.
On your side, on your team, whatever you need. If, you know, you have someone that's more difficult in your party, they will help you. They are always going to be on your side. And whatever you want and what you want to do, that is who we're here to support.
That's a super awesome opportunity with our pre-appointments and our pre-calls too. If you have somebody in your party that you're a little bit worried about, say auntie's a little opinionated, or mom has had a history of making you a little bit nervous when you shop for things, and we can totally handle that for you. Yeah. We do not want you to worry about that. It is your day.
Right.
We are on the bride's side.
Literally on the bride's side.
Crazy, right? It's almost like we named this for a reason.
Welcome back to On the Bride's Side.
But then jumping back a little bit more, now that you have sort of an introduction to our appointment process and everything like that, what are some questions that brides would typically have before they come to the appointment? Like, what have you seen?
I think definitely like, what am I supposed to wear? What should I bring to my appointment? You know, and for that, we definitely recommend like, whatever you're comfortable in. If you want to wear a heel, do it. If you want to wear tennis shoes, a lot of the times our brides end up barefoot. Yeah. Same goes for like Spanx or undergarments. All of our gowns are designer. They're handcrafted so nice. They all have built-in bras or pads. So a lot of the times when you're trying bridal gowns on, you don't even need a bra. True. But if you feel more comfortable that way, then absolutely do it. But by no means is it a requirement. I think definitely wearing like nude undergarments helps because, you know, if you're wearing black or a bright color, it can, sometimes it'll show through a gown. Most of them I think are pretty okay. But
I've been there before.
There's been a time or two where you're like, oh. Yeah, like, oops. But I think that's a big one is like, what do I wear? You know, you don't need to be fully glam. No. You know?
Not at all. It's really, you hit on a really good point. It's really whatever you feel comfortable in. Right. Like I know me personally, when I try on things for events such as like if I've ever been in weddings as a bridesmaid or anything, like I always wear shapewear or something like that. So that's something I would totally bring to my bridal appointment because that's what I feel the most comfortable and confident in. So if you feel the most comfortable doing that, totally do that.
Right. But no judgment either way.
We supply some cute little things, like we have hair ties, we have clips. So if you need to like tie up your hair or anything when you're there,
because
we got you.
It gets warm trying on bridal gowns. Yes. We keep the store cold, so I would definitely tell your party, bring a sweater regardless if it's the middle of the summer, because we keep it colder for our brides, because you're getting in and out of these heavy gowns. You're moving around a lot. I know whenever I put a gown on, I get a little sweaty.
Oh, I'd be sweating.
So we have, like Hannah said, the hair clips, hair ties. We have deodorant in the bathroom if you need it, like anything you need. But yeah, we try and keep the store cold, which I appreciate.
It's amazing because it does get hot in there.
Yeah, you put on like 2 gowns and you're like, ooh, I need to put my hair up.
Literally, I have been there. I've like when I used to have back-to-back appointments and I would be like, I need to take a break.
Yeah.
I need a drink of water. But yeah, we like to keep it chilly. And then what we already kind of touched on is just fighting the nerves before your appointment and what you can do to remedy that. I think that we get in our heads a lot, especially this is a huge event. I mean, it's your wedding day.
Yeah, you're going to look at these photos for the rest of your life.
Exactly. And this is an event you've been picturing for, I mean, some people have been like as little as 6 years old picturing their wedding. You know?
Yeah. Like we've got the Pinterest boards that go back to like 2013.
Yeah.
So this is, a lot of people have pictured this day and want to get that like certain look.
Right. So I feel like to remedy those nerves, or something I have written down in front of me actually, so I didn't forget, was knowing which gown is the right dress. I think that is a very large fear for people before they come in.
Yeah.
Believe me, if you want to, if not, you can throw it away. But I swear that a lot of those fears melt away as soon as you start trying on gowns.
Yeah.
I think once you get past like the first gown threshold where you're like, okay, I'm actually in the store, I'm on the pedestal, I'm looking at myself in the mirror in a wedding dress, like then it really starts to become more real, and like you kind of settle a little bit more, and you're really like in the process rather than thinking of the what ifs and what could happen. So my one piece of advice would just be to come in as comfortable and as confident as possible. The right people are there for you, and they're going to take care of you, whether that be the party that you're with or the stylist that you encounter for your bridal appointment. Yeah, you will be taken care of.
I guess that brings us to like a good point though. Like, who should you be bringing to your bridal appointment?
Very good point.
Like, who would you bring? Besides me, of course.
Right, exactly. Alyssa, number 1. It really depends on who you're the most comfortable with and who you know is going to be the most receptive. I know
and
for
supportive.
Me, right, exactly. For me personally, I would bring my mom.
Yeah.
I would bring my future mother-in-law if we get engaged, hopefully, if you're listening, hint, hint. But I would bring both of them. I would bring Alyssa.
Yay.
I actually would. I'm not just saying that because you're in front of me.
Wink.
But people that I know would be supportive, but would also
be like honest with you.
Yes, exactly. Like if I walked on something and I was like, and if you guys were like, well, it could be, like, just tell me straight up.
Whereas like I've seen Hannah in hundreds of wedding gowns before.
Yeah.
And there has been one that has made me cry that I still to this day I'm like, you need that dress. And she's like, that's not the one. But there was just something about it that I got so emotional. And I don't know if it was just like, I've never seen you in a style like that, or like it had some actual color. So it wasn't just ivory, but
that's so funny.
So when the time comes, she has a dress to beat.
Right. Well, and that's a good thing too, is like, choose the people who you know, this is wordy, choose the people who you know you best.
Yeah.
Like, I know that if I went to your appointment with you and you came out, I could look at your face and know in the first 5 seconds if you liked it or not.
She hates that. Yeah.
So know the people that know how to read you the best, because then, you know, you can navigate it better that way. It's not like this big judge fest or people trying to like enable you to be like, well, it could be if you did this, this, and this. It's like, if it's a no, it's a no.
Right.
So
not just trying to like validate you. Yeah.
And don't worry about, I feel like there's a lot of social standards behind like, okay, I need to bring my mom and I need to bring my sister and I need to bring all my bridesmaids.
My maid of honor. Yeah.
Right. And it's really like, you don't
and it's like, hey, well, you come on a weekend at Bama Bell, you can only bring 4.
True.
So, you know, you better. But if you come during the week with us, you can bring up to 6. And, you know, we are flexible with that. If you have like, I really need grandma to come, we're like, okay, we'll make we'll make a little exception.
We'll make something work for grandma.
Yeah.
We get it.
But even if you don't want to bring anyone, I think I kind of swing that way where I'm like, the less people, the better. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I've already bought my wedding gown. I'm not engaged. I'm not dating, but my wedding gown is purchased sitting in our back storage room at the store.
It was on sale. We're in the
It was on
industry.
sale. Yeah, it just made sense.
She's justifying
yeah,
it.
it's been my favorite wedding gown for over 2 years.
True.
We had our $4.99 sale, so I got it for like a ridiculous deal. Mm-hmm. And so if I don't like it when the time comes, okay, girl math, that was free.
Exactly.
You know
what?
I can get another one in 2 years and be like, oh yeah, the other one, girl math, that was free.
True. Reception dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Truth.
I mean, and being in the industry, I will end up with at least 3 wedding dresses.
I don't doubt that at
That's
all.
a fact.
That is a fact.
But,
certified.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind shopping alone. My mother has not seen my dress. Obviously, my coworkers have. None of my friends have, besides like in photos, because I'm not going to be like, hey, look at, just bought my wedding dress.
My wedding dress. Be like, who are you marrying?
Yeah, literally. I sent a text to my mom and my brother in my group chat and was like, I bought my wedding dress today. And they were like, huh?
Do you have some news to tell us?
Yeah, they were literally like, who are you marrying?
That's so funny.
That's a small detail.
It's
We'll figure it out.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, if you want to shop alone, do it.
Yeah, I agree. I've encountered many brides who have come in shopping alone. And it's been a fantastic time.
And our stylists are so supportive that it's like you're going to have like your best friend is there with you and they can give you all the guidance, all their advice, anything you need.
Right.
So if you don't want to bring anyone, don't bring them.
On the flip side.
If you want to bring your spouse.
Oh, true.
Your future spouse.
True.
Bring them. People do that.
I'm so supportive of that. I think that's so awesome. That's one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah.
It's I've had a couple appointments where the brides have brought their spouse to be, and it's been such a fun time. It's just so supportive and it's like so loving and caring. It's an awesome time.
Or even people have brought in their fathers. It's like, I know that's not a traditional thing to do, but like, why not?
Right.
He raised you.
Right.
Like if he's important to you, like any of your parents, if they're important to you and you want to bring them, do it. Yeah.
It really is just breaking that sort of traditional or social stigma.
Yeah.
Right. And just, if whoever makes you happy, just bring them.
Right. It's like, if dads come with your homecoming prom,
right.
all of your dresses, okay, bring him to the bridal appointment.
We will welcome him in.
Unless you want to do like a cute like first look with him, then you don't bring him.
That's what I want to do.
Oh.
I know. I want to do that with my papa. I was going to say, on the opposite end of the spectrum, besides bringing alone, we also offer store buyouts. So after the store closes, we offer some time for you and up to 8 guests.
That's correct.
To kind of hang out and party.
There's like 3 different levels.
Yeah.
The top 2 tiers offer catering. We have a fantastic partner, Homemade. She's based out of Union Grove.
Makes the best food ever.
She catered our grand opening for our Madison location, and that was fantastic. It's so cute. You can see it on our social media. But yeah, the buyouts are a fantastic way.
Right.
It's almost like people have asked if they have bridesmaids or bridesmen that they want to ask to be in their wedding, they've taken that time to do it and like have their little boxes set out. So you really make like a whole event out of it because you have 2+ hours.
Right. But bottom line, whoever makes you the most happy and whoever makes you feel the most supportive.
Yeah. Whoever's support, happy, comfort, no meanies, no judgies, as our CEO, Wendy Lynch, would say.
Truth. So now that we've established sort of a basis on your bridal appointment, we want to dive into some stories from Reddit that have to do with this topic. People that are going through some similar issues, have some questions. So we have a couple stories for here today. I will start with the first one. This one is off of r/wedding. It is titled Dress Shopping Etiquette and Fears? ?
Okay.
They start by saying, Hey y'all, I'm going wedding dress shopping / looking for the first time next week. My POH, which is person of honor, is coming in town.
I like that. I've never heard that.
I haven't either. I think that's really cool. I'm glad that they put clarification because I would not have been able to figure out POH.
Parent of honor? Yeah.
Right. That's probably what I would have said, honestly. My POH is coming in town for a few days, and we figured it would be a great time to at least look. I've set up appointments with 3 different places, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. My anxiety is starting to really kick in about it all, and I'm almost to the point where I don't want to look anymore, and I just want to cancel the appointments. I'm not sure how appointments function. I've seen several seasons of Yes to the Dress, but I'm sure that doesn't give you an accurate what to expect, quote unquote, when dress shopping. I'm also nervous since the one place I really want to go to couldn't be scheduled for anything earlier than Wednesday, so it's last. Is it okay to go into an appointment just to look and leave without buying a dress? Can I potentially just look and try on at all 3 places, take pictures or notes on the gowns I really like, decide at a later date which one I want, try it on again at a later appointment, and then purchase it? I'm the kind of person who feels bad leaving a shop in the mall without purchasing something. LOL. Same, honestly.
No, then I'm like, they're gonna think I'm shoplifting.
Yeah, I know.
If I browse and look around, I literally feel so guilty. I'm like, they're all gonna think I stole.
I do the same thing. That's so funny. Also, can you take pictures? Finally, I'm afraid of being made fun of or at least looked down upon. My wedding isn't until next summer. So even with the 4 to 8 month production time, it's still a little early. On top of that, planning has gone nowhere for the wedding since my fiance is states away finishing his master's degree. It's been impossible to get him to talk to his parents about a budget. We've already spoken to mine. And without a budget idea, we don't have a venue selected yet, which means our only definitive date for the wedding is summer 2021. This was a couple years ago. I know the ladies at the appointments are going to ask all about the wedding planning, and they'll probably laugh when I say, yeah, we only know we want it in the summer. I don't know. I'm just starting to feel really scared and crappy about this upcoming week. Any advice is welcome.
Oh, well, for first thing, we would never laugh at you if you only know that you want it in the summer. Like I just said, I'm not getting married. I have no future plans, but I have a wedding dress.
Right.
So my advice, I get it. The anxiety, you just want, the store you really want to go to doesn't have room until Wednesday. I would just go to that appointment Wednesday. If you find something there you love, perfect. If not, then you can book at the other 2 places that have more availability.
That's a very good piece of advice. I like that a lot.
Thank you. That's so kind.
She looked so sincere. She was very sincere.
You can absolutely take photos, please.
Yes.
Take all of the photos, videos, post them on socials. Those are yours. That's not, none of the gowns are secret that we have them in store.
I told people to take pictures all the time. I'm like, I want you to take as many pictures as you physically want to. I want you to see this dress from all angles so that you can look at it at home if you have to or anything like that. I want you to have those.
It's just after you buy the dress, stop looking at the other photos because then you're just constantly going to compare and be like, oh, should I have gotten that one? Or that one's really pretty, but now I feel like I'm stuck with this other one. It's you made your decision.
Right.
You made the decision for a reason. Don't have all of the what ifs.
Dress regret is scary.
Yeah, I would. It's, our experience is not super similar to Say Yes to the Dress. It's definitely more dramatized. But yeah, what do you think? I would just say go to the appointment you really want to go to on Wednesday. If that one's the most important, then do one appointment.
I totally agree with that. Only because there is a certain point where a lot of people become very overwhelmed in the wedding dress shopping process.
It's exhausting.
It is to look at every detail, and especially when you narrow down, say you like a classic A-line gown, satin, right? And if you start to look at a bunch of gowns that are, that description, but have just little details that are a little different from each other, you're going to start to go insane.
And at one point, they're all just going to blur together, and you're not going to remember what one you even liked.
Yep. So I totally agree with you. I think that if this person really likes that one
store,
start
there.
Go to that store.
Yeah.
And you might find it there. I think that is another expectation that a lot of people have, is that you need to hit multiple stores to find the one. If you find the dress at the first store, that's so exciting.
Yeah. And then it's then you have the whole day to go celebrate.
Right.
Go get drinks, get lunch, whatever your thing is. done. One thing checked off the list. Let's move on to the next.
Right.
But should we read the first comment? What did the Reddit users say?
So, top comment. One of the reasons I knew my dress was the one for me was because I couldn't stop thinking about it for months. Whether or not you can take pictures depends on the store. I was able to take pictures at all my appointments, and it was really helpful to be able to look back at what I liked and didn't like about each one. Plenty of brides shop early. I started 14 months before my wedding, but it took time. I didn't buy my dress until 10 months out. Plenty of brides also shop before they have a venue or a date. Some women even shop when they aren't even engaged yet. Oh my gosh, Alyssa.
Guilty.
The consultants aren't going to judge you. That being said, it is helpful if you already have a venue so that you can get a dress that goes with the vibe. However, it's totally not necessary.
Yeah.
That's a good comment.
No, that's a good comment. We definitely recommend starting to shop like 12 months out before your wedding date.
Yep.
I know she said 4 to 8 months. That seems a little extreme for us. I would say
Yeah.
generally like 3 to 6 months max.
Yep. The rule of thumb in the bridal industry is usually to start shopping a year before.
out. Correct.
So
and
that's another thing. Like, she doesn't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
Like, you're fine.
Even if you come in a month before, we have plenty of off the rack options. Mm-hmm. We've had tons of brides do that.
Oh, yeah.
We've had brides come in like 2 weeks prior and we're like, all right, you got to find the one today.
Yeah, literally. I know I had a bride reach out to us recently. She's eloping in a month. And she wanted something and she was freaking out. She's like, I don't know if I can find something. I was like, don't worry. We have an off the rack section. Like, you'll find something. Like, come in. We'll help you find one. That'll be totally
exactly.
fun. But no, I think this comment's super helpful. Especially her advice about one of the reasons I knew my dress was the one for me was because I couldn't stop thinking about it.
Yeah. The 8 stores is a little extreme to me. 8 stores doesn't seem super common. I would say maybe 2 to 4.
I would agree with that.
But at 8, you're going to start seeing, they're just all going to blur together.
Yeah. People have wedding dress longevity. Like, they can go for many appointments. I'm not that way.
Yeah. Because I think, I don't know. It just seems like if you're just going to keep doing the process over and over, that just seems so draining to me.
I agree. I feel like the charm
That's
is
a
gone.
lot for your party to sit through too.
That is very true.
Like that's 16 hours of their time.
Right.
Sitting watching you put on gowns.
I would be like, you can go to this one without me.
Yeah, like, oh my goodness, I'm busy for the next
busy
6 weeks. That's crazy.
So to put this user's nerves to bed, I would say that you're never too early. You can start shopping whenever you'd like.
We're never going to make fun of you. We're never going to laugh at you. Unless you say something funny, then we're going to giggle.
Yeah, because you're being funny.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously. And we like to joke and laugh around.
Yeah, because we're funny.
Because we're also funny. That's our tagline. Bon Bon Bell.
We're
funny.
also funny. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
This is where we need the crickets. Isn't there a crickets button on there? That sounds a little off. Try a different one. Yellow? Nope.
Nope.
Green.
Oh,
no. Blue? No.
Oh.
Other blue. Teal?
Oh.
Maybe, what about orange? One more. Oh,
Hey.
laugh track.
See, we're giggling.
Okay, I guess it's purple. Why do their crickets sound like that? They sound like sad.
They sound really sad. That's like
It sounds like the
crickets.
battery's dying on those crickets.
Hey, you gotta go charge your crickets.
Yeah. Yeah. So we will never make fun of you. You can shop whenever you want.
And we'll support you.
Take all the photos.
Yep.
And we're here for you.
Boom. Solved.
Next.
Okay. Next story is also from r/wedding. This is from 6 months ago.
I want to read it.
Oh, okay. Go crazy.
So this is from our wedding 6 months ago. I only saw the title and it says dress shopping alone. Kind of sad about it. So this bride said, "Hi all, this is not a throwaway account. I created it today as an account dedicated to wedding stuff. Love that.
Oh, smart.
Resourceful. People also do that with emails. Great idea to be like, Alyssa Hannah wedding 2025 at BamaBell.com.
That's my dream.
She's not using her main because the username is too recognizable. She knows people in real life who are on wedding subs, and she'd rather have these questions remain anonymous. It says, I have no problem anonymous says we're going to read it on a podcast.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
It's fine. I have no problem shopping alone. I don't think anyone else is odd for shopping alone or just shopping alone. I'm a pretty talkative person, and I always get along with the bridal attendants. But I can't help feel sad that every time I schedule a bridal appointment and invite some of my bridesmaids, they cancel for various valid reasons. One time it was because my maid of honor had COVID. Another time it was because one of my bridesmaids' cats was dying.
Aww.
Oh, as cat people, sad.
I am sad.
One, it was because my sister-in-law didn't think she would have the energy because she was going to have a long day before the appointment, and the appointment was at 5 p.m. At least she gave me over 24 hours notice. I don't know if that one's valid. I've gone to 3 appointments by myself, and every time I go, I feel a little sad because I see all the other brides surrounded by their friends and family supporting them, and it makes me feel alone. I should note that the closest bridesmaid to me is 2 hours north of me, my sister-in-law. She was driving somewhere south of me for work and was going to come with me to my bridal appointment, which was on her way back home, but then she canceled. Also, my sister-in-law has kids, and that's exhausting, so I do not blame her at all for canceling. But the other 2 appointments, I traveled up to the city where my maid of honor and another bridesmaid live. I was already up there that weekend to go visit family at least. I tried to make it convenient for them. I'm not asking anyone to travel far away to go to an appointment with me, and I don't resent them at all for canceling. If my cat was dying, I would absolutely cancel, and I would cancel if I had COVID.
Fair enough.
I'm just a little despondent because because I'm realizing that when I say yes to the dress, I'll likely be alone with no one to celebrate with aside from my fiance. I love him very much, but would really love to celebrate with one of the special women in my life. There won't be any champagne popped for me at the salon because I'll have no one to toast with, and I doubt the attendants will bring out a bottle for just one person. My heart hurts a little just thinking that. I must be a victim of comparison is the thief of joy because it hurts more when I think about everyone else who gets to have that moment and I don't. Has anyone else gone through something like this? If so, how did you get over it? Would it be appropriate to ask if any of my bridesmaids could come with me to my say yes appointment? I don't want to put pressure on anyone, and I don't want to get canceled on again.
Oh my gosh.
I want to go shop with her.
Same. You know, this is something, I've seen something very similar to this when I was a stylist. She had just moved a couple states over, so everybody in her party was not with her for the appointment. And I remember making it my mission to make it the most fun that she will have.
I know exactly what bride you're talking about.
And I think that's super important. And I totally get her points, and I get her anxiety around, you know, like they're not going to pop champagne for one person and they're not going to make it a big deal for me. They will.
Yeah.
And that's really it's our job, but 2, it's really a lot for like what we live for.
Yeah.
We love to celebrate you. We love to celebrate brides that just found the one and people that are going through that process. So yes, like you will have that celebration, and I totally understand the sadness around being by yourself.
Yeah, and seeing people with seeing other brides in the store with their parties celebrating. We will absolutely open a bottle of champagne for one person.
Oh, 100%.
We will toast you. We will celebrate with you. We'll take all of your said yes to the dress photos. But yeah, I definitely get being a little upset.
Oh, 100%.
I wonder if okay, so she's done with COVID. Her cat's gone. Hopefully she's grieved a little bit more. So I wonder if the bride could make another trip up there that they could go.
Right. Well, especially what she was saying, or would it be appropriate to ask my bridesmaids to come? I think that's totally appropriate. Yeah. If anything, they'll just say no if they can't.
Right.
But again, I think it's your excuse to be a little bit selfish.
Right. Because they agreed to be in your wedding. They agreed to be there for you and support you.
Yes.
This is just one of the things that goes along with being in a wedding.
Yep.
That's kind of expected out of them. So I would not feel bad or feel like you're putting pressure on them. They agreed to do this and be there for you.
Right. I completely agree. Also, we've had plenty of instances where people have FaceTimed their loved ones in. So even if they can't physically be there with you,
that's so smart.
You know, just to have people that are on the phone, or, you know, if mom's at home, you want to FaceTime her in, or any of your bridesmaids, that's totally an option. I've had that happen multiple times in my appointments where they're like, grandma couldn't come, but she really needs to see the dress. Be like, okay, FaceTime her in. We'll put her up on a table.
Even, you know, we've done mock appointments before. So, okay, you come in, you found the one, perfect. Let's do measurements. Let's buy it. And then you can come back when your party has more time, but you're not like getting closer to your wedding date. You know what I mean? So like your dress shopping is already done, but you can come back for like a mock appointment, show them the dress, do the celebration, take all your photos with them. Even like they could help you pick out a veil and try on like accessories. You could bring them to your pickup appointment. So I feel like you have a few more opportunities where you could invite them.
I'm definitely feeling for her though. Like I totally could put myself in these shoes. Especially because it is very much a celebratory time when, you know, you're planning your wedding and you want that to be exciting and fun. And I want to make it so abundantly clear that if you are shopping alone and you're having the same fears as this poster is, you will be celebrated if it's the last thing we do. Like you will have a good time, and I promise you that.
And she said that, you know, she could celebrate with her fiance. That bring like another, if you want to bring your fiance, you can. That's just because it's not quote unquote normal doesn't mean you can't do it. And
totally agree.
Or stop at the store on the way home, pick up a bottle of champagne and be like, you're drinking this with me tonight.
This is happening. I just bought my dress. Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Oh, but I so feel for her.
No.
Is there any comments about
it? Yeah, first comment. I'm sorry you're feeling this way. Is it an option to video call them? Okay.
Hey, look at that.
Look at you.
Wow.
I went to some of my appointments alone, and that's what I did whenever I saw something I liked. I was actually alone when I found the one, and it still felt very special sharing the moment with them. They even cried, even though they weren't there in person. Bonus part was I didn't have to make them sit through all the dresses that I absolutely hated.
Hey, that's actually a good point.
Yeah, silver lining for sure.
That's so funny. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the best options here. First of all, ask your bridesmaids, like, do not feel guilty about it. And from a people pleaser's perspective, because that's totally the person I am, I understand that hurdle of like, you know, I can't ask them again. Like if they say no, I don't want to be pushy, but you can take this opportunity to ask those questions and to ask them to come. They're not going to yell at you.
They wouldn't have agreed to be in your wedding if they didn't want to be there. And the COVID and the cat dying, like those are valid, but those are also things that are like, okay, it's done. Yeah. Not the cat. I would be so sad about the cat.
I would also
as the COVID bridesmaid.
Maybe give the other one time to grieve. But no, I totally sympathize with this.
Yeah.
And I hope she found her dress.
Me too. And if she hasn't,
you know where to find us.
At Bombabell Bridal on TikTok and at Bombabell on Instagram.
True.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
All right. What? We got one more for On the Bride Side.
One last story.
Oh, okay. She hit that.
Thank you.
Low key.
Okay. Last story comes from r/wedding. Title is Dress Shopping, Awkward Experience with a Consultant.
Oh, no.
I went dress shopping today and had a yikes/awkward experience at one shop. I could use some help figuring out how to handle it. Sorry it's long. I want to give as fair/detailed take of the experience as I can. The session was fine, not amazing, but fine, until she took measurements. You were going over which size I'd order when I was ready, and she showed me the waist, hip, and bust measurements she took. They were way off. I know my size very well because I sew my own clothing and I have sewn professionally. These were exactly 1.5 inches too small across the board. This usually means the measuring tape is stretched out. It happens, and very often without you knowing it. Super common in an environment where you're constantly measuring humans and pulling the tape taut over and over. So I mentioned that the measurements looked a little too small, and she took it extremely poorly, like a personal insult against all of her 5 years of experience in the bridal industry. She completely flipped her attitude and asked with a horrible tone if I wanted her to remeasure me right now, and I tried to explain that, no, I think your tape is just stretched out, and based on this chart, I'm pretty much exactly X size. We had a brief back and forth with me trying to explain that it wasn't an issue with her skill before she said something like, well, you can do whatever you want. We can just deal with it when it comes in and it's too big. Awkward silence. Where do you even go from there? I cannot overstate how small and neutral of a mistake / issue this was, or how easily fixable it would have been, even without trusting what I thought was my measurements were. I really don't want to buy from this place anymore. I didn't even find the dress there. I had first tried it on months ago in a shop out of state. What would happen if there's an issue come spring when the dress arrives? How would they handle it? Who would they blame? So on to my questions. From a dress perspective, is it acceptable if I go to another shop local to me where I did have an amazing experience and has to order it? They carry the same brand / line but don't have the dress in person. And from a customer perspective, what do I do? Let it go? Write a review? Call and let the manager know that they should check their measuring tapes and or that this consultant was rude? Am I even reading this right? Thanks for your patience in reading this and for any advice / reality check you can give me. I hate how petty some of the wedding organization / detail make me feel, but it's not like I'm ordering something that'll be here in a week and I can just return it if it doesn't work. Wow. That is a loaded post.
Yeah. So, you know what? If you're not having, you don't want to buy from there, you're not having a good time with the consultant, don't force yourself to buy from there just because like you feel bad that you spent all this time with them. So I wouldn't feel bad about that.
Right.
I've never heard of like the tape being stretched out. I don't know if that's just because our tape is like super thick. So it's, I don't know, you've been on the floor, so you might like be able to shine a little bit more light on that. But for it to be stretched out, I would assume it's just a cheaper tape.
So I'll tell you our process at Bon Bon Bell.
Let's hear it.
So we'll do measurements. We'll do bust, waist, and hip measurements. I will...
Doubles. Yeah,
Doubles.
I know where you're going.
Right. And so your consultant will do it, and then they will bring another consultant in to do the same measurements once again. So you have 2 sets of measurements. So this is our double measurement. It's to make sure that we are checking each other and that the measurements are as accurate as possible. So going based off of that, so like say first consultant has a 30-inch for something and the next consultant has like a 35. Be like, okay, let's remeasure. There's some sort of issue here. Like we'll remeasure, get it all settled out, everything like that.
Okay.
Then we take those measurements. We compare it to the size chart for your dress. We will take that size chart to you, tell you our suggestion. And in this case, even if the bride in this post said, I feel more comfortable with this size instead, we will tell you our informed decision and what we think. But if you truly think that you want another size or a different size, that is your decision. Correct. We would never
force you.
Be like, well, you can do whatever you want. We'll just see when it comes in, it's too big. Like that would never be a discussion.
We will put it in your contract to say, we recommended this size. Bride chose to go with this size. We see that a lot when brides are like, well, I'm going to lose a bunch of weight. So it's like, well, you're measuring right now at a 16. If you really want to order the 12, you can. But like we are going to mark in your contract that was like not what we recommended, so that when the time comes, you don't come angry and upset with us for letting you order a 12.
Right. A big reason I wanted to read this story too was to maybe we toss in a little bit of drama here because it's pretty tame so far this episode. Okay. But also I wanted to make it very abundantly clear that while a majority of bridal appointments can be amazing, if you find yourself in one that's not, you don't have to take it. No. Like you can find a better place that will give you a better experience.
You can leave. You don't have to like stick out the whole hour-and-a-half appointment just to be nice. If you aren't vibing with your consultant, if there's the vibe's just off, you can leave. Like no one says you have to be there. Obviously do it kindly and be like, hey, I'm tired. This is not what I was expecting. I think I'm going to, cut it short.
Right. Exactly. And I feel for this person because it's very obvious that they're just trying to order their dress. They're trying to get out of there. They're trying to make it not a big deal. And it's now become a big deal. Yeah. So even when she's asking her questions at the bottom, like from a dress perspective, is it acceptable to go to another shop local that I can order this dress? You can totally do that. There's no rule book. Like if you had a bad experience there and you do not want to offer them service, you don't need to do that.
And as far as like, should I leave a review? Should I call the manager? I would definitely speak to the manager first before just like leaving a review. And then the manager's like, wait, what the heck just happened?
Right.
Like, so I would definitely talk to the manager, be like, hey, this happened to me. Blah, blah, blah. And if the manager is still rude to you, then I would go and leave a review.
Oh, yeah. Obviously, we're only human. A lot of miscommunication can happen from point A to point B. And a lot of the times, if you were to just, in this situation, if she were to call the manager, I feel like a lot of things would be worked out and straightened out. But yeah, I feel for her, because it's also hard when you have somebody that is the quote unquote professional telling you one thing and then you kind of feel anxious about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I don't know what to do now. Like, I know I'm this size and I don't know what to do about it. But yeah, I would do what you're saying.
The only other thing, bridal sizing does run bigger than street sizing.
Yes.
So
good point.
That, like, I know she was saying the inches were off, but the actual size is not going to be the same as your street size.
Yes, that's a really good thing to keep in mind. Like, if you are being told, say that you're a size 12 street size normally, and you're being told that you're measuring for a size 16, do not freak out.
That is normal.
Bridal sizing is typically 2 sizes larger than your street size. So me personally, I measure street size usually like a 14, 16. So in bridal, I'm like an 18, 20.
Yep.
So do not worry about that.
Yeah,
I know
it's
that can
definitely a little like, I don't think sticker shock is the correct word, but you're like,
I know what you're talking about.
you're like, what?
Yeah.
When you see the number, it's hard to like not attach. Well, this is going to get into like your body, but it's hard to not attach your worth and your value to that number.
True.
And so to see it 4 sizes higher than what you're expecting, like, it can definitely be like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But again, it's just a number. The gowns are made. I literally said this earlier to Hannah. It was like, clothes are made to fit you.
Yep.
You are not made to fit clothes.
Truth.
So I think
I was talking about an undisclosed brand where I said I would like to lose weight to fit into this dress, and she said, you do not need to do that. And I said, you're right.
Is that my PSA of the day? Let me get a sparkle. On the bride side, PSA of the day. What is it?
Oh my God.
Oh, no. Clothes are made to fit you. You are not made to fit clothes. Same thing goes for bridal gowns. And that is my PSA of the day.
Period.
Sparkle, please.
I almost hit the crickets. That would have been so
I would
embarrassing.
have cried if you would have hit the laugh track or the crickets. I would have cried.
Okay. At the end of the day for this story, I think that she should go with the store that makes her more comfortable, and I would reach out to the manager.
Yeah, call the manager. That's it. Boom.
Boom.
Podcast mic drop.
Nice. They're very expensive. Okay. That was our episode on bridal appointments. How do you feel, Alyssa?
I feel good. I'm trying to think, is there like anything we missed? Any other? If you have more questions, we have a subreddit. We have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, YouTube, Lemonade.
Yeah, we have everything.
I'm trying to think any other new platforms that come up, we'll be on.
Yeah, don't you worry about it.
Right, you'll find us. You can send us an email to onthebrideside@bonbonbell.com.
That is on the bride side at bonbonbell.com.
That is BONBONBELLE.com.
Nice. Good distinction, honestly.
Yeah.
Our subreddit is also on the bride side. You will find us on there. Another thing I want to make very clear is, even though we did this episode on bridal appointments, if you still have questions about it, like, we'll keep doing episodes. We can do a part 2, part 3, part 4, whatever questions, stories, anything that you have that you want to submit. Just because we touched on a topic, don't think that you can't submit stories based on that topic.
Write a Reddit on the, or what is it? Write a post on the Reddit?
Yeah, put a post on our Reddit. Post on our subreddit.
Post on our subreddit with any questions, comments, concerns, compliments.
Please feel free to leave them.
Yeah. But I think that's it. This was another episode of On the Bride Side by Bon Bon Bell.
Thank you. Sub to the pod.
Thank you so
much. Love
much.
you so much.
We love you so much.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Outro. We're dancing in the studio. Da-da-da-da.